Hi friends, this is Manoj here and I'm a data scientist. Right? So in this particular video, we will be discussing about two of the very most popular tools in the field of machine learning, AI and data science, right? That is the Python as well as SAS. Cool. Now many might have been very familiar with Python and few might have only heard of this SAS programming, right? And now we are in a dilemma wherein you find it difficult to choose whether to go with Python or to go with SAS, right? So one of the most common question that strikes everybody's mind when it comes to career transition, right? So when somebody is making a career transition towards machine learning and data science, this is one of the most commonly occurred questions. So what we're going to do is in this video, we are going to list a bunch of key points wherein we are going to go through all the pros and cons of both the programming language, and then we can wisely opt which one to go further with, right? So let's get started with that part. So Python is a readable, efficient, and a powerful high-level general-purpose programming language with automatic memory management. Now, high-level general-purpose programming basically means the code, the syntax for writing Python code requires English terminologies to execute these particular programming. And general purpose because this is not only with respect to machine learning or data science. Python programming can be used widely across multiple platforms. It may be application development, it can be some website development, game development, right? So on and so forth. Whereas in case of SAS, SAS stands for Statistical Analytic Systems. Cool. Okay. And SAS, that is Statistical Analytic System, is a software tool that is particularly used, or it is significantly, and it is more oriented towards statistical data analysis. So this particular software is actually built for the sake of statistical data analysis. Okay. Whereas in case of Python, it is not like that. It is a general purpose programming language. And it also supports some of the programming paradigms like object oriented programming and some of the functional programming, right? So all these, some of these contents are being provided by the Python itself, apart from what it has on the baseline. Cool. Then SAS was developed at North Carolina State University between 1966 till 1976. So between this duration, this particular programming, this tool was being developed actually. Coming to the Python, again, Python was developed in late 1980s and it was introduced to the globe on 1991 as the first version of Python was named as Python 0.9.0, and Python became super duper popular in early 2010s, right? So these were all about the historical and the introductory part about both Python as well as SAS. Now let's view these both in the aspect of machine learning and aspect of data science, right? That is what we are mainly focused on. Cool. So Python is a general purpose programming language that we had discussed earlier, right? So it is not only meant for machine learning, data science. It can also be used in the field of web application development, Android application development, and some game development, building some of the tools, right? So Python is widely used and it provides multiple such platforms to work on. Coming to SAS, it is a non-pocket friendly. What happened here is, in order to access some of the things that are being provided by SAS, we need to pay for those kind of things, right? For example, if it is providing some cloud support, we need to pay that. We need to pay some certain amount of sum in order to access this. Okay, but in case of Python, it is not like that. Okay, so Python includes data collections of libraries for data visualization and machine learning methods. We all know that, right? So Python provides a bunch of libraries. For example, for data visualization, we use matplotlib and seaborn, plotly, cufflinks, right? So we have multiple such libraries wherein we are going to visualize the data using those libraries in Python programming. But what happens, what is the drawback in case of SAS is it is quite difficult. We cannot actually visualize this data, and we cannot also do some of the computation that is related to machine learning methods, right? So, and some of the advanced analytics. So these operations cannot be performed using SAS. Whereas SAS is in the development phase of deep learning as of now. We all know that Python, using Python, because there are multiple such implementation that can be done using Python for the deep learning concept, right? So again, of course, we have TensorFlow, Keras, lot of other bunch of libraries for implementing these deep learning, but Python is a baseline supporter in order to write all these from scratch, right? In case of SAS, it is at the initial phase of introducing the deep learning concept itself in this particular tool, right? So it has a lot of homework to do with, and it has to deal with a lot of things, of course. And Python is an open source software, right? We all know that Python is an open source software. We do not have to pay in order to access some of these things. But in case of SAS, statistical analytics system, we have to, it is actually a licensed and a paid software. So in order to access some of these beneficials, we need to pay some certain amount of money. Cool. So these are the pros and cons of both the programming tools, that is Python as well as SAS. Right. So that's it for today. Thank you.